Styles P is out promoting his new album with Dave East, and he goes up to Funk Flex show, and Funk Flex mentions that, hey, I used to love it when you guys, what you guys did with J Hood and everything. And then Styles P pretty much puts the blame. Well, I blame 50 Cent for that whole thing not working out because he got in Hood's head, and, it just didn't work out because Hood saw his other opportunities, almost painting it like he betrayed him, and that's not exactly what happened. Really what happened was J Hood stuck around for a long time. They never put his album out. And then his house burned down, and Koch cut him a check, or cut a check to D Block to help J Hood with his, getting back on his feet. And he never got the check. That's a problem.
I liked him with y'all, J Hood. I like.
Y'all Hood always wishing the best, man.
I liked his introduced him so hard to somebody.
So
it's really 50's fault.
He said it's 50's fault.
I think 50 got in his head somehow.
So what really happened was, so J Hood, and I was around during this time, so I can speak from experience. And I also worked with Koch doing other commercials and stuff. So basically what happened was J Hood stayed down for years and years. You always heard him say, new album coming soon, new album coming soon. And then eventually he was like, I don't know when my album's coming out. Because he was first on, he wasn't on Interscope. I think he was on a different label. I forget what label he was on. But D Block had a deal with another label. And they went over to Koch to do independent. So he went over there with them. He left the label and went over to Koch with them. I forget what label they left, but they left the label. And they went to an indie label. Now, again, this deal was the same, where Chic was supposed to come out first, and then Hood, and then they might do some D Block stuff. Well, what happened was Chic put out an album, then he put out another album, then J Hood never really came out and kind of missed his mark. Because when Joel Santana arrived, J Hood arrived at the same time, and they both had huge buzz. But as time went on, you see J Hood on DVDs, never an album dropping, just mixtapes. And, people get tired and they move on with, Joel's, he was popping, he had the label support, and J Hood didn't really have the label support. Then, he stayed down, though, for years. Then, and of course, we wouldn't know J Hood if it wasn't for D Block, but he had other options before that. He could have gone probably with Rough Riders or somebody else. But, I'm not saying like D Block's bad guys. This is all one under the bridge. But this is what really happened. So then his house burned down. I remember when his house burned down, and he, obviously you're fucked up when your house burns down. And the label had cut a check, Koch, to take care of his expenses, and it never got to him. I don't know where it went, but it never got to him. And then after a while of him waiting around, he kind of felt slighted, and, they went against him a little. He felt like his brothers, these father figures really to him, betrayed him. And that's probably the worst feeling in the world. I can't imagine your father or mother betraying you, So, he started dragging his D Block chain, doing things he probably regretted, acting out of anger. And they fired right back at him. And then they were saying things like, we helped you when your, such and such was touching on you and everything. And, they're just making things up. It got ugly. They were going back and forth with each other. It was getting ugly. Then J Hood, to piss him off, 50 Cent had a beef with D Block at the time. And he took a meeting with 50 Cent just to piss him off and went on stage with him. So what they should be doing now is just when they mention, because they did patch things up in 2009. Okay, now J Hood responded to this, and this is why I'm doing a video about it. He responded to it in his own way, very respectfully, and he basically said, I want to start off by saying this post is simply a response to the interview posted above with Styles P, Funk Flex. As a man, I honestly had every intention of burying these unfortunate situation, permanently placing it behind me, but the information that has been presented is totally inaccurate. I appreciate the few good words that were said, but me and him, I love Styles genuinely as a big brother, but undoubtedly utmost respect for him. And that will never change, but this is wrong. His part of painting that snake-like narrative me, 50 Cent, had nothing to do with my decision to leave D Block. He had zero influence on it. The decision was solely my choice. That choice was made weeks before I even thought about having a meeting with him. And they wouldn't let him leave. You know, that was the problem. So it turned ugly. When they get mentioned, they should just big up that person. Oh, you know, shout out to Hood, it didn't work out, but, you know, we're still good friends. That's how you answer. You don't, like, blame it on 50 or make someone... You don't wish someone well and then also paint him as a snake. So hopefully Styles fixes that with J Hood, because, you know, I'm sure that hurts, you know. Anyways, what do you guys think? Let me know. I'm sure 50 Cent will react to this eventually. This is Jordan Tower with JT News. Hit that bell, hit that subscribe button, and I'll check you guys later.